I'm sorry, my song selection's a little wrong. Because we've got the bell and we're gonna take you to hell. Or at least Daenerys Targaryen is. Anybody smell that? It smells like children. My name is Micah Curtis and I'm terrible.
I'm Alex Baldwin and King's Landing is a myth.
Welcome to Micah the Hatman. Oh dear God.
King's Landing is a myth. Daenerys Targaryen did nothing wrong.
Oh my God.
I'm not being coerced to say this.
Hatman, review Detective Pikachu.
Okay, so Detective Pikachu is probably the best video game movie that you're going to see. However, I do not recommend it unless you are a fan of Pokemon. Otherwise, you are basically gonna be fucking lost. Because it really does depend on you knowing the source material more than anything else. And in that way, yeah, this is a movie basically for Pokemon fans, which is probably why I appreciated it as much as I did. It's great. It gets a little bit stupid towards the end. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because there is something of a twist in there. But, well, two, really. But I guess just a little bit kind of stupid there. But on the whole, though, no, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, it felt like Pokemon in the real world. And it was pretty fucking cool to see Blastoise on the big screen. As, like, a CG to real fucking Pokemon. Also, it probably made Pokemon the first movie or Red and Blue canon in this universe.
Oh?
Yes. Mewtwo is in it, as you could see from the trailer. And there's a one-off line that says Mewtwo escaped from the Kanto region about 20 years ago. What came out about 20 years ago?
The Pokemon movie.
Well, yeah, Pokemon the first movie. So, yeah, Pokemon the first movie is probably canon in this universe, which is fucking hilarious. Tom the Fish asked, does this movie leave room for a sequel? Sort of. I mean, it's pretty much a self-contained story, but they could do a sequel if they really wanted to, yeah. Any Jigglypuff. Yeah, Jigglypuff is in the movie, and Jigglypuff's song is in the movie, too. Also,
really?
the theme from the first season of Pokemon is in it twice.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's Gen 1 porn. Actually, no, it's not, because they have quite a number of Pokemon from later generations get some spotlight. I mean, like, Apom, of course, is a big scene in there. He's being chased by Apom. So maybe Gen 1 or 2 porn, but no, they have some other ones. Like Pancham and Pangoro look pretty fucking awesome. Which ones looked like especially good? Charizard kind of looked a little weird. Gengar kind of looked like way creepier than normal, which I suppose makes sense. Eevee was only in it for like a little bit, then evolved into Flareon, which kind of upset me. But I mean, I like Flareon too, so I'm not really going to complain that much.
And it's probably a good thing they made Gengar look scary, because Gengar really is a boring fucking design.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haunter looks a lot better.
Yeah. It's more of an anime movie than a movie based on the game's canon. Sort of, I guess. I mean, they reference more show things than actual like video game things. So yeah, I would say so. Even though like if you don't pay attention to the anime, and I haven't paid attention to the fucking Pokemon anime since maybe like Advanced Battle. I think that was the last one I actually watched somewhat regularly. Um, you'll still appreciate it. And of course, I've played all the fucking games up to this point, so yeah. Also, Mr. Mime is amazing. Yeah, the Mr. Mime scene is actually fucking hilarious,
All right,
and nobody
Hatman.
knows what he is.
Yep, we gotta wrap it up. So,
Uh,
final thoughts.
thumbs up. Go see it full price.
There we go. I did not see it myself, so I cannot weigh in on this one, sadly. So I will probably see it at some point. My pick of the week is going to be a quick talk because it's just a comic book. I say just. But this is actually a comic I've been looking forward to for a bit. So, back when I was doing the Comics Crusade, one arc of Detective Comics that I was all over was Brian Edward Hill, the arc that basically sets up this particular comic of Batman and the Outsiders. Batman and the Outsiders is an old team that Batman headed up ages ago. And this is more of a, modern take on the team because it's, basically based on the Bat family plus a couple extras. Because it was always Batman and Black Lightning. And this one, it is Batman and Black Lightning plus Signal, Orphan, and Katana. So, small team, nothing too huge, but still interesting, to say the least. The first, and by the way, art on this one done by Dexter Soy. Dexter did the first 25 issues of Red Hood and the Outlaws with Scott Lobdell, which, by the way, Red Hood and the Outlaws is fucking great. So, and I wish Dexter was still doing art for that book too. He's a phenomenally talented artist that is not getting enough work, in my opinion. I'm honestly hoping he goes creator-owned at some point in the near future. But, yeah, Dexter Soy. It is one of the most unfortunate nickname in the current political, or most unfortunate name ever in our current political climate, but he is an incredibly talented artist. He does not let politics get into things either. He just posts art. It's great. He's a great dude, from what I can tell. So, two great dudes make it a great comic. This one really gives me Terminator vibes in the way that it's set together. Basically, a metahuman who has been in hiding for over a decade is attacked by another metahuman who we know very little about, and it's basically in tandem with a metahuman testing ring that Batman broke up some time ago. And where it's going from there is basically the the Outsiders rather, are going to have to investigate this particular issue. Batman is, of course, dealing with other issues in Gotham. If you're not reading Tom King's Batman when it comes to that, you should be, because it's getting very interesting. But all in all, it's a pretty decent setup comic. The only gripe that I have with it is it's a little decompressed. It's kind of there to build the team and give you an idea of what this team is going to be like going forward. But I don't know. I feel like there could have been a little bit more in this action-wise. Just, could have just a little bit more. So that's my only real gripe with it. From a guy who tends to write really good action comics like Brian Edward Hill does, I think he could have done a little bit better on this. So it's a pretty decent comic. I cannot say pick it up just yet, but I will say that I do have high hopes for this book as time goes on. So, all right. Is it decompressed because Bendis? No, because Bendis didn't write this. Thankfully, Bendis is not writing Batman, nor should he ever. Keep Brian Michael Bendis away from Batman. Just forever. And ever and ever and ever. And yeah, Hatman, to answer your question from the chat, the old Red Hood and the Outlaws, the new 52, Starfire was like super skank.
Yeah.
Like,
literally fucking cucking Dick Grayson.
Yeah, like she really, yeah. She was a slut. So, yes, keep Bendis away from everything. I agree. Totally agree. Superman is abysmal. Because Bendis. Alright. Let's get into our topics of the week. Oh my
God.
fucking
Who do we
god.
get at this time?
Daenerys Targaryen hath fucking lost it.
Spoilers, obviously, in case you weren't already spoiled.
Yes, let me bring the spoiler tag up there. So, holy shit!
So I'm gonna bring something up before we talk about this. Anyone else find it weird that she even looks Aryan? The Targaryen race. There we go.
Oh my god. That's wrong on so many levels, and I love it. All these women who name their children Daenerys or Khaleesi
Whoops.
name their child after a genocidal maniac. So let me tell you guys what happens. So what people don't know, it's not really the bells that set her off. It is the simple fact
she did not get triggered.
No, but whoa! There's not a small number. There's a very big number. Chaos Sonic just gave $60. What? Don't want to make you suffer since I try to find things you might enjoy.
Uh-oh.
Here's to review Cortez's comic.
Oh. Oh.
Can I read the parody that Babylon Bee is doing too?
Oh, okay, I'm going to continue praying for you.
Anyway,
Amen.
back to Daenerys Targaryen. So, what has triggered Daenerys Targaryen is two things. The first is that her closest friend in the series got decapitated. She got her head cut off in the last episode. And on top of that, it has come to be much more well known within Daenerys' inner circle that her claim to the Iron Throne has been subverted by the existence of one Jon Snow, who is not actually Ned Stark's son, it's his nephew of Targaryen and Stark blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that, of course, means that Jon, being a direct successor of Rhaegar, would have a direct claim to the throne, because Daenerys is a woman and never took a husband.
Because patriarchy.
Yes, of course. So basically, her whole everything is collapsing around her. Now, Jon is continuously saying, I don't want the fucking Iron Throne, damn it. Because he's perfectly satisfied with the North. That's all he wants. Because for all he knows, and for his entire life, Ned Stark was his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants he and his family to be able to go back to the North. The Night King is dead. It's all done. Can I just go back to the North after we do all this and fuck off? Like, can I do that? Seriously? And then, but she has just, become so fucking paranoid that, well, how would you describe this battle of King's Landing aside from curb check?
It's not a battle. It's a massacre.
Yeah, it It is the gunfight from American History X, but with a dragon.
It's okay.
Daenerys Targaryen straight up tells that entire army, bite the curb, motherfucker, and then stamps down on him. All she needs is the Nazi tattoo on her chest.
Literary reference. See this? It means not welcome. Literary reference. War of the Worlds. This is the humans versus the fucking fighting machines.
Yeah. They
have no fucking chance. And then what makes it worse is, yeah, the bells start to ring. The city has surrendered. Yes, they've laid down their arms. They give up. And what does she do?
Chaos Sonic gave me another $20 saying this is for the therapy. Yeah, I might need some soda after this one. Oh, God. Anyway, so as it stands, that actually does help us, though, because some of that money I will be putting towards our hotel fund for the International Conference on Men's Issues. So you basically just paid for like a sixth of it. Not including the money that we're going to inevitably spend on deep dish pizza, because Hatman has not had an authentic one yet. But, because this isn't Chicago we're going to be in.
I have not had lasagna pizza.
Oh, you're going to love it. So, I don't know if Carl or Dank have either. And I know that Brian wants to introduce them as well. So we might have to do like a big thing for that. But anyway, as it stands, she is already going nuts before this battle starts. Mm-hmm. She takes out most of this army single-handedly.
Yep.
By not making the same mistakes she did before. She flies in low altitude and fucks up the entirety of the Iron Fleet. And then destroys most of the soldiers. It's just, she has just gotten to the point where she hates everything. And thus, Hitler. She just massacres everything. So...
it doesn't make narrative sense.
It happens way too fast.
And that's the problem of rushing it. It's not a path to this decision, it's a leap to the decision.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Dany always has been a little crazy. I mean, normal people don't crucify people. I'm just saying.
No.
But she was doing it to very bad people, so it had kind of a Punisher vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And then she started executing people who would not submit to her.
Yes.
And then she started openly threatening people for not doing what she wanted, or for giving her bad intel or shit like that.
Yeah. But it's kind of a leap to go from, I'm just killing the bad guys, to anybody who doesn't agree with me is a bad guy. Yeah, the logic is not there.
Yeah. You have to have a clear path from breaker of chains to this, and yeah,
there's not one there.
No, it's like season 6. You could see the signs of it, but there wasn't anything from season 5 leading into it. And then by the end of the season, you're like, oh, so never mind. False alarm. She's okay. Or season 7. Never mind. I'm getting my numbers all fucked up. Last season.
Yeah.
Maybe she's fine. She's actually having a meeting with Cersei. She's not going to burn down King's Landing. She's actually listening to her advisors. She's paying attention. She's being a wise leader.
Yeah.
And then in this, it's like, you know what? No, fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
Yeah, pretty much. She might have to become our new fuck 'em button.
Probably,
like, seriously. Because, like, damn, girl. So, needless to say, I was laughing my ass off. Because it is kind of hilarious how bad it is. However, there is a highlight to this. Hatman, are you ready?
Was it confirmed?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we must inform you that the hype was real. Motherfucking Clegane Ball!
We got Clegane Ball fucking confirmed, boys!
And you know what? That was legitimately a good part of the show.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Sandor Clegane went in there, and he ate every fucking chicken in that room. And here's why I liked it so much. And I'm playing Guile's theme because, Sandor, we salute you. Because that really was a great ending for that character. He's probably, aside from the Starks, my favorite character in Game of Thrones is the Hound. And the way that he defeated his brother was poetic. The way that he left Arya was poetic as well. Because you think about it, who is the most influential man in the life of Arya Stark outside of her father? It's the Hound. He protected her. He was heartbroken when she left, when she had to leave him. And he didn't show it like he probably could have, but he was happy to see her again.
I mean, he overcame his fear of fire to go and save her during the Battle of Winterfell.
And
Ned Stark may have been her father, but the Hound was her daddy.
In a sense. And
he's Mary Poppins, y'all.
But what ends up happening is, in a sense, he gives his life to make sure that Arya does not become like him. That was like, and the fight between him and his brother is tense. It goes like you'd expect. Like, who's the actor who plays the Hound? I forget his name.
Oh, shit. Rory
something or other. But he was great. And the fact of the matter is, he probably would have died. No matter what. Because his brother is just that much stronger than
Roy
he is.
McCann.
Yeah.
Rory McCann.
Roy McCann. So, he tackles Gregor through a fucking wall to their deaths. He avenges the death of Ned Stark. He avenges the death of... Oh god, his name is escaping me. Got his head crushed by him. My brain just...
Wow, I'm totally forgetting it too. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. But...
Oberyn Martell.
He avenges that death. Like, all of the horrors that Gregor Clegane had done are snuffed out.
In fire.
It seriously was incredible.
Sandor killed Sir Ilan Payne? No, cancer killed Sir Ilan Payne.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who played him has cancer, so that's why he hasn't shown up anymore.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
So that was awesome. So
it was.
Clegane Bowl met the hype.
Yep. Though I will say this, for all the shitty writing that we've gotten so far, you would have to be an absolute retard to not give us Clegane Bowl and an ending like that for the Hound.
Yeah, exactly.
That just... Yeah.
So, my question is, like, what happened to Alara Sand at this point? Is she dead too? Like, because that was completely unresolved.
Well, if she's not dead from starvation, she's dead by being fucking crushed by all that rubble.
Yeah, it's true. So, one thing that I will say is this, though. I love the fact that the feminists freaked out, but we'll get to that in a second. One thing I have to just kind of emphasize to people, guys, the heroes of this story were always the Starks.
Yeah.
Always. It starts with Ned Stark and his family. It will end with Ned Stark and his family. Mm-hmm. I'm actually, at this point, I have a feeling that the Iron Throne is destroyed, and that it'll be either end one of two ways. Everybody goes back to their respective kingdoms, or Daenerys dies at the hand of Jon Snow. So, either way, it's not going to be a satisfying ending, but the Starks will stand tall at the end of it.
Shittiest ending? He's going to spot or something and
Ant-Man, you've
doesn't
gone
do
robot.
that. Oh shit.
Say it again.
Like the worst Night's Watch takes the black after put some dumbass on the throne like something who literally has done nothing all season. The reason I say brandable people, and this is who I'm hedging my bets on now, is because of the whole him and Tyrion. They've had like 2 conversations now that we did not get resolved. There's going to be a payoff because you don't start that and then not fucking end it. Tyrion is probably going to put Bran on the throne because fuck it. Why not?
That'd be
Let's make this a shitty ending.
Might as well. All right, let's move on to more hilarity. So people are demanding a remake of this season. So first, let's say this. The people who are demanding a remake of this season of Game of Thrones are mostly people who were mocking others for being dissatisfied with The Last Jedi and Justice League.
So, I want to know.
Has this subverted your expectations, folks?
I just want to know if there's an option to say fuck it, I accept no ending instead of the red, blue, or green colored endings of Game of Thrones.
But by the way, folks, I'm a Berserk fan. You don't get to talk to me about shitty interpretations of your favorite fantasy story, okay?
Yeah.
I had to deal with CG. And by the way, the Red Wedding doesn't even come fucking close to the Eclipse. The Red Wedding is a beach episode compared to the Eclipse.
The Eclipse is just a love story.
Wow. I have no response to that. Christ.
Oh.
I should review the CG Berserk. I'm just waiting for the music cue now that somebody said that. It'll happen, I have a feeling, in the next 5 minutes.
Until then,
Yeah, so demanding a remake from this, like, that's hilarious just because who it's coming from. More so than anything. Like, yeah. It's not, first off, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Do you have any idea how much money went into this fucking season of Game of Thrones? Do you have any idea?
It's funny too because HBO and George R.R. Martin wanted more episodes.
Well, they probably should have.
HBO was willing to pay whatever. Yeah, they should have done it. Even if fucking D&D had fucked off, they should have done it. They should have kept going.
Because D&D are gonna do like Star Wars films. Rumor is it's Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. If this is how they end Game of Thrones, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Also, reminder that
or hold on, it could also mean that they gotta bail it, and they sacrifice Game of Thrones for a good Star Wars movie.
Casual reminder that one of them, I don't remember which one, but one of them wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That's true.
So, adapting the source material
could be a little dicey.
Yeah.
I say go for something that's a little bit more, got a little bit in the Knights saga that's got a little bit more room to maneuver. Just do the Mandalorian Wars. The Mandalorian Wars would be a great movie.
Movie or TV series?
Mandalorian Wars would be a good movie, or set of movies. The game Knights of the Old Republic, TV series.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you think about like how long that story is. Like you've got Terrace, Dantooine, then you've got Manon, Kashyyyk, and then Tatooine, and then Korriban, and then you've got the unknown world. Like that's a long story. You can't do that in one movie.
No, or even really. You might could do it in a trilogy, but you'd still be cutting a lot out.
Yeah, exactly. So,
movie 1, Mandalorian Wars. Movie 2, Revan.
Movie 3 is Darth Bane is a bit of a leap because that's hundreds of years afterwards. But anyway, back to the Game of Thrones thing. So needless to say, this is not going to happen. This is not going to get remade.
No, absolutely.
I'm of the opinion that it's just not. I'm more so just laughing at the people who name their children after Daenerys Targaryen and then are freaking out on Twitter. Like, oh God, I spent all of these years after the idea of a white man. Shut the fuck up.
What have I done? You're making fan fiction now. That's what you fucking done.
Yes. Seriously though, Clegane Bowl, get hype. Okay, so let's move on to our final topic of the day. The Epic Store. They kind of suck.
Kind of?
Okay, they suck a lot.
Yeah.
So, Epic Games, because they're trash, decided for their most recent sale, where they were taking $10 off any video game that was $15 or more, included games that aren't even fucking out yet.
Yeah, pre-order games.
Oh, and by the way, do you think they asked the developers about this one? Keep in mind, this is the pro developer platform, or so they say. No, they didn't fucking ask.
Nope.
There's like, nah, $10 off. Fuck you. So the developer's like, well, fuck you too. I'm taking my game off the store. And so they did. And oddly enough, yeah, one of them was Borderlands 3. Because here's the thing, guys. You can talk about Valve not cutting in developers all fucking day if you want to. By all means. You're not wrong. Epic does give them a bigger cut. With that said, Valve would never pull this shit. And they don't. Every single sale, and Gabe Newell has said this, every single sale, they get the permission of every single publisher to do that. To do it. Every time. Epic did not.
So what do the
now Ghost 5410 puts a good point in there that they did say that they would cover the extra $10 to those developers. That's nice, but it's too late. There are some things, and I say this as somebody who has worked in customer service for years and in business. There are some things that are nice gestures but are too little too late. And you have to accept the way that things are going to go afterwards. This is going to hurt Epic and trust in them from these developers who have thought that they were going to be the next competitive platform. All right, sorry I interrupted you, Hatman. Go ahead.
What do the all-knowing games journalists have to say about?
Oh, they're apologizing for it. I read the Kotaku article to get information on this, and they basically said, oh, well, it took Valve years to da-da-da-da-da-da. I guess it should be understood that they should make some mistakes. It's like, motherfucker, you should learn from the mistakes that other people made. You were in the industry beforehand. You have sold games with Valve, Epic Games. You should know how they do things. Fuck Kotaku.
Because they gotta fucking Suck Epic's dick for this one because not Valve.
Because Valve man bad.
Because Valve man bad and Valve make anime girl games appear on my feed, and I feel funny when I look at anime boobs.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Randy apparently promoted the sale only for Borderlands 3 to get pulled.
Nah.
Chuckle fuck. Serves you right.
Yeah, to hell with that guy, too. But this is the thing. This is not growing pains. This is bad business. Very bad business. If you're going to sell somebody's product, there has to, like, there's already going to be an agreement in place. If you're going to discount that product, and there is an active dollar amount that they are going to get from that sale from you, there has to be a discussion. Period, point blank. No debate there. Has to be a discussion between the two. If you do not do it, this is what happens. That is why I don't buy anything from the Epic Games Store. And it's, you know, when you're a gamer and you're part of the market and you read stuff like this and you say, well, wait a minute, I thought these guys are the compassionate ones. Well, it turns out they're not. Now, I want there to be competition because competition is good for the market.
Absolutely it is.
But this is a bad way to try and compete.
Yeah, you don't fucking... This is basically cheating. You don't pull this. Start by providing.
Hatman has roboted again.
Sorry.
We shall wait for the Hatman to return. But in the meanwhile, somebody said, I wonder what Jim Sterling thinks about this. Well, you might as well ask Ja Rule at that point. I have now thought of a different analogy for Epic Games. Epic Games is not just Palestine. They are the Fire Festival of video games. Oh, dear Lord. Hatman, do you live? I see a little bit of movement. Well, we will let Hatman get back here in a minute. Because he's very pixelated. So while we wait for the Hatman to come back, that is our last topic of the day. So let's go ahead and move into the Q&A. Okay, I'm starting to see more movement. We might have Hatman here in a minute. So, let's go ahead and have a look at the Patrons Discord here. And Talon Silverbane asks for the Entertainment Podcast, what are your pretenses when it comes to the fantasy settings? Or preferences, I think is what he meant. Low fantasy, high fantasy, steampunk, or maybe something akin to sword and sorcery like Conan. I like sword and sorcery like Conan. I like the pulp stuff, and I like low fantasy. Those are probably my two favorites. I mean, I'm kind of writing a low fantasy right now, sort of. And then after that, Zion the Blank asks for Q&A. My Clegane Bowl this year was missions 19 and 20 in DMC 5. We had to wait longer than for Game of Thrones for that. It was worth every second. Thoughts and hype. Yeah, DMC5 had a fucking epic final battle. Unless you use Royal Guard. And then it's just pathetic.
Okay, do I live?
You halfway live. You are Robo Hatman.
Shit. So, fuck Spectrum, by the way.
Yes. Basically what it looks like right now is that I'm running on normal internet and you look like you're running on 56K.
Well, I had to get one of those fucking AOL discs in the mail.
But no, now you're a little bit more audible. So...
Blah. Fuck Spectrum.
Indeed. So what do we have from the emails?
The emails or the Twitters?
Or the Twitters. Either or. Pick one.
I'm going to go with Twitter first.
Alright, go right ahead.
Crystal Wing asks, for our D&D world, me and my friends have managed to create our pantheons of gods, demons, eldritch, elder dragons, and spirits. We're doing countries and guilds right now. Do you have any suggestions for what kind of guilds we would create? And more importantly, should Knight Commander Curtis and Lieutenant Baldwin be a thing? Oh my god.
Well, that you're more than welcome to. As for guilds, I really don't know. I've never really created any. Most of the stuff that I've done has just been, like just parties. So.
Don't ask me about D&D.
Yep.
Because I will just get salty.
Yep. Sadly, I do not have a good answer on that one. What other questions do we have?
Our Dank Horse Elric asks, thoughts on China banning all depictions of blood or anything that might resemble blood, along with the word kill in video games. Game companies being so obsessed with the Chinese market, coupled with the inherent difficulty of maintaining multiple active versions of a game, are we looking at a new era of censorship even worse than 80s Nintendo?
It's possible.
Possible, but that has not stopped games from being censored in countries like Germany and Australia and then being uncensored everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So I would not worry too much, but China is fucking stupid.
Yes. Fuck China.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Ah, wrong button. Alright, what about the emails?
The emails. Questionable weeb friend Chris declares exterminatus on that lazy ass that is George R.R. Martin for wasting our time thinking there was going to be anything but a crap ending for Game of Thrones. And no, I don't blame D&D. If Martin had any respect for the universe he created, he would have done more to protect it from this last season's pure idiocy. Fuck him.
There you go.
We give the fuck ups. Also, he wants to know if we're going to reveal any new info about 3 Nights, 4 Days.
Well, I will let you take the lead on that one.
I just got through. Well, not just got through, but the other night I finished up editing what we have so far. You guys are going to be in for a treat. This is going to be very, very different. This is going to be really like visually focused. And if the art turns out like I think it's going to turn out, oh my god. Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah. It is going to be a violent feast for the eyes.
Oh, yes.
To say the least. Plus, I think that it's probably one of the tighter stories that I've written recently. But then again, it's only meant to be this 88-page graphic novel. It's not meant to be a long comic series. So, but you can see a lot of my love for, like, Conan the Barbarian in it. You can see a lot of my love for Berserk in it. You can see a lot of my love for the 13th Warrior, Eaters of the Dead, that sort of stuff. It's very kind of... It is almost a pulp story in a lot of ways.
Almost.
It kind of has that vibe to it, just a touch. A modern take on it. So. Though I will say, as time has gone on, if there is one comic that if Marvel ever approached me to write, and I would say yes to it, would be Conan the Barbarian.
Hmm.
I think I would write a really good Conan. And I would definitely put in references to the film, because I fucking love the film Conan the Barbarian. It is a beautiful movie, in my opinion. Max von Sydow's performance in it. Of course, you've got James Earl Jones as Thulsa Doom, which really is... Thulsa Doom in that film is not Thulsa Doom. Thulsa Doom didn't meet Conan the Barbarian in the old Robert E. Howard stories. He met Kull the Conqueror. He was one of Kull's villains, and he looked completely different. It's really more Thoth-Amon is who he's based off of in the film, but they gave him a different name and just let James Earl Jones be awesome. Come to me, my child, come. Now that is power. That is strength, boy. The strength and power of flesh. All right. What do we have anything else from emails?
Nope, that's it.
Serena said she sent us a question.
Yes, that's a long one that will have.
That's an overflow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thulsa Doom was basically
right.
Skeletor before Skeletor existed. That's very true.
Okay. Cooper's Revenge Home asks thoughts on Pro Jared, his apology, the fact Normal Boots and PBG might have known, and is Jim Sterling next?
Oh God, if it happened to Jim Sterling.
Oh man.
If it happens to Jim Sterling, and Jim Sterling gets canceled, I will buy a green screen. I will green screen myself dancing with the dancing crab meme.
And here I am just saying, hey, let's throw an alcohol party, but... Oh my God. Jim Sterling gets canceled, that'll truly be a weight lifted.
But no, in all seriousness, though, fuck Pro Jared, man. It's always the male feminists who are the rapey little bastards or the complete and total fucking scumbags when it comes to women.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ghost says it's coming out that him and his wife had a polygamous relationship they both agreed to.
So they say.
According to her, like, it was somewhat open, and then she opted to close it after the girl that he was, like, serially cheating with said that, yes, I have feelings only for you, while she was still married. It was a shit show, and that still does not excuse sending nudes to underage girls and trying to solicit nudes from underage girls.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Not to mention,
nope.
If she says it's not open anymore,
yeah,
that's the end.
Yep. Nope. This is why you don't fucking do it. Do not.
But him making himself out to be the victim, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
This is why you be faithful to your lady. And ladies, you be faithful to your man. Monogamy is superior.
How it is. What it do.
Okay. So, Hardboiled Entertainment says with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and ScarJo retired from the MCU, Scarlett Johansson's not. Would you see any of them in the DCEU? Probably not. But no, Scarlett Johansson's doing the Black Widow's getting a solo movie. It's a prequel to the MCU stuff. So she's got one more in her.
The rumor right now is that it happens after Winter Soldier.
Oh, interesting.
So that would be I'd be down for that too.
Yeah.
But.
So yeah, it's a But as for somebody to play playing Hawk Girl. Which Hawk Girl are we talking about? There's more than one. So, but anywho, Swordsman 100 asks, question for Hatman, though I can join in too. Which version of Mewtwo do you prefer? The feral animal from the games, or the talking animal / villain hero from the anime?
The latter. Absolutely. If we get to the point where Herman Cain can quote Mewtwo, I think that one wins.
Oh, jeez.
I think that one fucking wins. Never forget Herman Cain quoted Mewtwo.
Such things do happen. Nothing about... No, I did say Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans probably wouldn't do the DCEU. They're probably done for a while with comic book stuff.
I don't even know who I want them to be in the DCU, even if.
I don't want them to be anybody but Iron Man and Cap.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see them as anyone else. Oh, what the hell is this? Thoughts on the death of Grumpy Cat and the hit piece claiming she was an alt-right symbol? Who the fuck put that out?
Folks, this is why nobody likes woke scolds. They ruin everything. They basically come into the situation and go, Finye!
And they go broke.
Yeah.
Get woke, go broke.
Oh my god. How would we write a space opera from Matchstick? Alright. This is a good one. So, I have always wanted to write a space opera. I am not quite sure how I would approach it. Chaos Sonic just gave me more money.
Jeez. Chaos Sonic is made of money.
How long until Pro Jared or Jim He's Fat Sterling become another Anthony Birch? Oh, if it happens to Jim, I'm gonna laugh. That's all I can really say. I'm gonna laugh my fuck. There would probably be a video of the dancing crab meme and me laughing so hard. Okay, so space opera, it's a tough one for me because it's hard to not be Star Wars. And also hard to not be Gundam.
Yeah.
You know, because those are my two favorite space operas. Because Gundam's fucking incredible. But,
I'll say this for me. I tried writing one way back when, and it did not work out very well. So I don't think I can write one.
I think if I did, it would honestly feel like Conan the Barbarian in space. In a lot of ways.
Yeah. My issue was, you know, in most space operas, like, a planet just has a singular biome.
Yeah.
I could not do that. And so it got really hard because I'm like, okay, well then what's the differentiation between each fucking planet? Like, what's the point in having a space-faring adventure if the planets are not different enough from each other? And it just didn't flow very well. So no, I don't think I can write one because I put way too much realism in there, I think.
There's a book that I'm trying to remember that I know there's kind of one that I would try to avoid the weirdness of. Somebody will probably remember it when I start describing it. It was by it's a comic book by a Spanish author, has a very painted art style, about a generation of like these space wizards that they have to altered their body somehow with cybernetics. And I can't remember the name of it. But the story takes place across several generations. And they get to the point where they're so powerful they're annihilating entire galaxies. The meta something or other. I cannot remember the name of it. All I just remember is the author is Spanish.
I don't know.
But yeah, for me it would probably be something like that. That, you know, where I would love to do a sort of a story about a mercenary or something along those lines. Who had a fucking terrible upbringing that is trying to find his way, you know, through, or his own identity in the stars, basically. So, the Meta Barons. That's it. That's the series I'm thinking of.
There you go. Chat comes through again.
Yes, the Meta Barons.
This is why we love you, chat.
The Meta Barons was a weird as fuck comic book, but dear God, it was. I could not put it down. But the guy, like, if I did a space opera, it would have an art style like the Meta Barons, for sure. You know. It's a very unique story, but yeah, maybe I'll outline it at some point and kind of work on it, because I've got other stuff that I've outlined. You know, I've got a vampire story, you know, kind of sitting in the background, at some point. So, all right, one more.
All right, I like this one. Melee Brawler 64. What are your thoughts on Brie Larson wanting to play Samus Aran in a Metroid movie?
No.
I think she could do it for Other M. Because she would certainly fit the wooden, unlikable character from that fucking game.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. All right. So, let's go ahead and get into. Well, actually, no. It has been an hour, so it is time for us to close down the Q&A. If you did not get a question answered by us during the course of the podcast, please go ahead and tag Brainbox in the chat, and we will definitely answer your questions in the overflow. That is for sure. So overflow will be coming back this week, for those wondering. And yeah, Hatman, any final words?
She is worse than anything bad about Other M, and I like Other M. I like the gameplay in Other M, oddly enough, but you gotta admit, Samus is pretty bad at that. Brie Larson wants to play the bad version of Samus.
Fuck it.
Okay, but that's it. That's all I got.
The baby. It is called the bottle ship because it looks like a bottle.
A baby's cry. The baby. I was thinking about the baby. I had a thought about the baby. Oh my God, Adam, why don't you love the baby?
Adam, I will do as you order. Oh God, I'm burning alive! Fuck Other M. Dear God. Alright, my name is Mike Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and dear God, I'm having flashbacks.
We'll see you guys next week. Dave's fault.
Dave's fault.